All right, let's get into our first leg of discussion now. Lagos is the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, but with people trooping in daily in hopes of securing better opportunities, the state public infrastructure is almost stretched beyond its limit, especially the transportation system.
Absolutely. Now, due to the population size and overall volume of vehicular traffic, Lagos State suffers a traffic congestion problem. Now, the gridlock has continued to cause untold hardship on residents, business owners, workers, commuters who spend productive hours in traffic. It's even worse for persons who have to ply the upper route. Now, the constant gridlock in the area has almost paralyzed economic activities in the Apapa Central Business District.
The gridlock developed as a result of years of neglect of the road and rail networks, while the number of trailers, tankers and trucks coming to evacuate goods and petroleum products continue to increase. The Ambode administration is now doing all it can to fix the problem. Governor Akumi Ambode says the state government will take over the construction of the 3,000 capacity Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu truck terminal in Orile-Igomu to enable the heavy-duty vehicles vacate the roads and bridges. Okay.
Yes,
Well, certainly
indeed.
that is still going to be a long-term project to, put all that together in the right way. Well, now we have joining us the General Manager, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Olawale Musa. Good morning. It's nice to see you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, let me welcome you to the program. It's really good to have you here as to talk about this. Traffic, about sometime last year, when the government was creating laybys in many of the sections of the roads, traffic became light in most parts of Lagos. But right now, it seems we're going back to the old days of 3-4 years ago.
Traffic is like water. It's dynamic, okay? And like water, it's always find its level. Now, the areas where you have lay-by, where people don't ply usually because they are running away from traffic, you now see more people now moving into those axes. Like there was a time when you were going to the highland, just like you said, okay, we had issues, so we resolved it. So people are not using that road; they are using a co-bridge, okay. But now everybody plies through Tomiland Bridge. Coupled with the fact that we now have, those tankers. In fact, yesterday it was up to Fadei.
Wow.
Okay, so everybody runs away from that axis. So you see volume of traffic now going towards the Tomiland Bridge. So it's just like water. Water will always find its own level. So people look for the easiest avenue to escape traffic gridlock. But by and large, you also have a lot of construction taking place. In Oshodi, for example, the traffic there was very thick yesterday, just right in front of our office. It wasn't there the day before yesterday, but the construction work had moved to a part of the place, so reducing the lane, okay, so it causes traffic. But overall, when all this construction is completed, I'm telling you, we are going to enjoy Lagos.
Yeah, but it's coming at a huge cost to Lagosians, both economic and even health-wise, where on the average, people spend about 7 hours every day out of 24 hours in traffic. Now, when you say because of construction that's going on and the issue of trailers and tankers and articulated vehicles packed on a co-bridge, for example, up to Fadei now,
Yeah.
is it really because of these activities or a failure of a system to actually provide some kind of ease for people? Like construction, for example, in other parts of the world, when construction is going on, there are alternative routes provided for people to take. And then you have agencies like LASMA ensuring that they're on top of their game to move traffic as quickly as possible.
You see, this is an evolving system. Lagos is evolving. All our systems are evolving. You see, we always get it wrong, whether I like it or not, because we are bringing new initiative, new innovation that we've not tried before. Let me give an example. Now, when you talk of construction and you reduce the lane, now there's no lane discipline.
On the part of
the motorist.
Yeah, is it not because somebody is not ensuring that the discipline is there?
How do you enforce discipline when you have people on the express, okay, and you have like 3,000 vehicles on the road? Okay, it's a challenge. okay? And let me also tell you that the moment you try to enforce, you increase the traffic. Because whether you like it or not, that person, Nigerians, they will refuse to be your enforcement process. They want to contest it, and you start arguing. It also increases traffic on the road. So what we've been trying to do is to manage it as much as possible. How? Management. Yeah. And what we do is that we try maybe where we need to put barriers, where you need to put cones, bollards, okay, to differentiate the different lanes and everything. Even at that, we have to keep replacing these cones and bollards because people ride on them. Okay, so it's a big issue.
In all of that, is LASMA, are they helpless? Are you helpless?
No, I'm not saying we're helpless. We have a system where, look, if I put my processes in place and you flout them, I can locate you. I won't even run after you. Okay, I pick your number, evidence of your offense. I come to your house, you know. But our challenge here is that any offender, you must apprehend the vehicle physically. And that's the challenge, and that's where we always have issues. Okay, although we are bringing new innovations like the automatic number plate recognition system. This is where when you, just like we said, we pick your number plate. So we wait for you to come and maybe renew your vehicle license. That's when you pay your fine. But the truth is, I might decide to go to Ogun State to renew that vehicle license. I might never come to Lagos again when I've committed that offense. If I realize that I've done something bad, I will still keep my plate number and go and renew in another state. So that state does not keep records like we do, okay? Except something that is national, okay? When we have everybody doing it, then it becomes very, very effective. And if you look at the fact that majority of people come to Lagos daily, on those border cities around Lagos, Mowe, Bafo, Songo, all those areas, they come into Lagos daily. So people go in and out of Lagos. So you see people going, that means we offenders just go scot-free. So it's a challenge, it's a daunting task, but I tell you that we have so many innovations. Like there's a school of thought that we in LASMA brought up, is that why don't we say when you register your vehicle, we link it to your BVN. When we link you with your BVN, you commit an offense. We don't need to run after you, have your evidence. There's be a special court. Okay, we take our case to the court alerts your bank, the bank alerts you. Okay, at the end of the day that you have a case in so court. You understand? So if you don't come, that's your own problem. The court will just give an order, so amount should be deducted from your account, whether you come or not.
So you find traffic.
I'm just saying
that's
so it's just an innovation.
Face value, it's an interesting innovation if you can actually enforce or implement that. So the road user, the driver, will be punished for the failures of a system. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Or what alternatives are there to start with?
Let me
so
tell
that you can actually be justified when the road user does not comply with the road rules, that you can punish them.
The major issue in Lagos, what I have seen is that we are impatient. So if you can remove those hindrances, that is what causes traffic, if you can remove them, okay, we have less people being impatient on the road. Okay, and that is why government is spending money on all these processes, laybys. If you go, you see, even providing bus, or if you go around the Keja now, we are making sure that buses can properly park off the road, okay, so that they don't cause any hindrance on the road. When you remove all those hindrances,
we have seen places where there are labor. For instance, K2 is a very perfect example. The lay-by there is wonderful. Enough space, good parking and all of that. But you still have the buses parking and dropping and picking people on the express. And the issue that you will see LASMA officials there on the road, you will see policemen there on the road. So how do we explain that?
You see, the peculiarity with commercial buses, just yesterday, okay, is that you attempt to apprehend a commercial vehicle, you are putting the lives of those people in those vehicles at risk. Something happened in Ojudubaga where we attempted to apprehend a vehicle. It fell down. There were passengers in that vehicle. The next thing you see people say, they don't tell you that driver was running away. They tell you that you want to kill people. You know, that is very, very important that we realize it.
I think,
so we have to strike a balance.
Yes. But Musa, let's see from this perspective. I think we have a system where a police officer or a last mile official, the first agenda is to apprehend and punish, instead of guiding to say, okay, no, you don't do this or you don't, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Now, if you have like the case we're talking about, K2 now, you were there when a car is about to park. If you say, no, you don't park here, you go the other way. It is not, we're not even talking about waiting to commit the offense before you are apprehended in the first place. We're talking about preventing it from happening.
We are talking in normal climes.
Okay.
You stay here.
So Lagos is not normal.
Let me tell you what happens. You stay here, you can't park here, they move to the front. You now go there to go and drive them away, they move to the back. That's what they do.
So in that case,
you understand?
LASMA is incapacitated by personnel.
No, it's not.
You're overstretched.
You see, we don't need half of the personnel in LASMA. This is the issue. Now, why do we need to run after those buses? Most of them, we can't locate the owners. And that's why we are bringing this bus initiative. I say it's going to take a bit of time.
Is it the owners of the buses or the actual
buses,
drivers
the drivers, owners,
offend
everything.
on the road?
I've tried this so many times. Okay, leave them, take evidence. We will check their number plates against their particular, like our records. You will never see those vehicles. You understand? So what we are now bringing is we are going to remove all those yellow buses with buses that we have control over.
So what will you do? What will you do with all the drivers?
No, they move to the inner roads. Okay, it's not something that is going to start. One we are going to test run. Okay, most likely it's going to be these drivers that are also going to drive it. But the difference is that we know the owners and we know where those vehicles are. So when they commit offenses, we don't even need to run after them. We take evidence. We go and give them the evidence. We charge them to court.
Would it be unfair to say that it is possible that you have this going on with these drivers because LASMA and maybe police officers who are on the roads who are meant to ensure that the drivers actually do the right thing on the roads have been compromised somewhat, and so they don't respect LASMA or any of the traffic controllers on the road. I actually don't. And so would even right in front, I have seen severally, this same K2, right in front of a LASMA official, a Danfo driver stops and picks passengers like nothing is happening.
Exactly. They become so familiar with each other.
No. I don't agree with that because I personally, okay, you won't say I'm compromised, okay?
Well, you are not on the roads. You're not on the roads.
No, don't say that.
You drive on the road, but you are not on the roads.
Maybe you've not seen me.
No, but on the other hand, you are the boss. No, we have to put it in perspective.
What I'm trying to say.
You are the boss, and it is assumed that anywhere you are, everybody is going to behave himself.
Oh, absolutely.
You see, that's the challenge.
Around.
You see, sometimes you can be overwhelmed. I can't rule that out. You see, some of those guys can be overwhelmed, and when you keep walking up and down, they do it 8 hours stretch, go up and down. Sometimes you could be tired. They are human beings too, so we have to realize that. But the truth is, when we remove those hindrances, we don't even need LASMA officers. Why do we need to have officers who organize people to go and pick passengers normally?
Because we've never had a good system before. So Nigerians are not
used
to it. So you need a system to whip everybody to line. That is what we are trying
to correct. And that is why that's why we said when the new buses come in, you won't have this challenge. Okay?
How is that going to change? Are you saying that, take for example, if a Danfo driver or a private car owner offends on the road and he's punished, you ensure LASMA, road safety and all the rest of them, police ensure that if 50,000 is a fine that they actually paid, that by the time you do it with 1, 2, 3 persons, are you saying that people would not fall in line?
You see, that's why I say we are evolving. Look, in LASMA now, if any driver commits an offense, LASMA does not issue tickets. Now, what we do, you take it to court. Do you know why? We remove arbitrariness, okay? And we give you room to prove your case. Because we have people that complain to us that they never did anything. Okay, the LASMA was just, so the LASMA officer has to be professional in their approach. So you too, that you believe you didn't do anything. Yesterday, 8 people were freed. 8 at the court that they can go.
On the basis of what?
You have to go and prove your case to the magistrate. It's not us. So you are not proving it to us. So the LASMA officer has that challenge. You have to prove the case. And that the traffic, the motorist also has to say, I didn't do anything wrong. You understand? So we are evolving. It's a gradual process. Something cannot be wrong years, 50 years. We correct it as
All right.
we go.
Lagosians are still saying that the new buses that are coming in are not going to drive themselves. They are going to be driven by the same people who, maybe many of, like you have even admitted here, many of the buses or the drivers who drove the downfall buses whom we're complaining about are still the ones who are going to drive the new buses coming in. So what is going to change? Because these downfall buses we're talking about, they are not driving themselves.
The difference is that downfall bus, I can't locate the owner. The new ones, we can. So any offender, we can trace the offender. We don't even need to run after them. So it makes a difference. So when you commit an offense, we know who to go and meet. But those downfall drivers, do you know that those downfall drivers change their numbers? That if you pick the number today, tomorrow is using another plate number.
It's still,
I'm telling you, it
shows that there's a systemic problem for them to be able to do that.
That's why I say
it means there's some
collusion
on the part of
let me tell you what happens.
Those who are supposed to provide those plate numbers.
No.
Well, let's even leave that a bit.
What they do, so let me correct you, is what they do is that your vehicle is no more, or it's off the road.
Yes.
Instead of retrieving the plate, you know, plate number I snap, now it's personalized. Then it was not. So that vehicle that is no more being used, okay, they now go and pull the plate number, and put it on another vehicle. The vehicle does not exist anymore. No, so it's some of the failures of the system that we need to correct, and that's what we'll be doing. Your plate number is personalized to you.
So how soon are Lagosians expecting to see the new buses that has been much talked about?
What we are doing is providing the infrastructure for those buses. Where do we put them? The laybys, where the parks and everything where they are going to use. I can tell you, it's very, very advanced stage. The buses we have started test running. Okay, some have come in, like 20, 28 of them, okay, to just see how they are going to perform on the road. I said by the end of the year, okay, because the infrastructure must just be there first, okay, and you know, it's like money is not something you pick from. We also have money, paucity of funds to also do all these things. So once we get it done, by the end of the year, new year, we should have those buses coming in.
All right, and I wonder whether that really would solve the problem. I mean, the Lagos terminal at Ikeja before the airport, the one that the governor, His Excellency, launched. The president was here. Every time I have passed through there, and I catch, just stealing a glance at the place, you don't see any buses in that terminal. You actually see some blue buses lined up outside of the terminal. Why is that happening? Is that terminal not in use yet?
No, we've not started using it.
Okay, that's understandable then. How soon will the Abat truck terminal at Orile-Gomo be ready?
Yeah, just yesterday we were there to inspect the place.
Okay,
work is ongoing. It's not my project, so I can only say it's ongoing. So I can't be definitive. But I tell you, we have 3,000 capacity. Those trailers causing problem on the road, they are not up to 2,000. So I tell you that once that is done, that's the end of traffic at Apapa. But before that is done, you can go to Apapa now. I was in Apapa yesterday. Inside Apapa is now very, very free.
Free?
Very, very free.
Wow.
You can drive inside Apapa.
You're going to make me drive to that route after this program?
Please do. I was at the amusement park. We had our what's it called, town hall meeting at the amusement park. Apapa is very, very free now. Inside
is that
Apapa.
Just a one-off, or what exactly has changed to make it a sustainable situation?
It's been like that for more than 3 months, 3 to 4 months.
Are you able to say this is why it's like that? That's what we want to know.
It's because everybody is on ground. The Navy, police, the tax, everybody is on ground to make sure that that place is free. But
if it is free, why do we still have the tankers lined up until Friday?
Yes, the approach to Apapa, you must have hindrances, but inside Apapa itself, if the business in Apapa is virtually dead, why? You can't move around inside Apapa. Okay, so it's something we want to revive Apapa to its past glory. Apapa is GRA now. I grew up knowing Apapa as Apapa GRA. Okay, so we want to return it to that particular state. And there you can drive. I drove around Apapa yesterday, so hold me for my word. I challenge you to go there, drive around Apapa.
I'm going to drive on that road soon, and I'll certainly go
Although
with my
the
cameraman
roads-
to record
the roads there,
everything.
Some of those roads, you know, now we can see the roads because the tankers are not on the roads. Now we can actually see that we have these challenges. Roads needs to be done. We can see it now, okay? But Apapa, you can drive around.
All right, from this standpoint where we are now, where there's a plan to bring in new buses by the end of the year or early next year, constructions are going on, expecting that towards the end of the year or next year, everything is going to be in place. We have our traffic with us right now. So what is the way forward for the traffic, at least for what we have now, to try to see how we can reduce the level of traffic across Lagos?
Yeah, I just urge our people, okay? Like, let me tell you, I like to be sincere. You see, the problem with traffic is you have to tackle it on time. When it starts, tackle it. We have a challenge in-house. And the challenge in-house is, you know, this traffic starts building around 6, 7. We need our men to be there by that time. That's a challenge. You know, they also have to leave their own houses to be at those spots. It's a challenge. We are seeing how we can resolve those issues.
Are you saying there's no provision for
that's
last mile
that's
officials to be taken to
The places of
work?
If you are going to take them, it's still by road now. It's not by air. You still have to pass through a certain place. You understand? The person that is going to drive vehicle, they say we have to station them. They have to sleep in a particular place. Then move from that place. Those are what we are looking at, okay, to resolve. What we've tried to do is that we post you to a place that is nearest to your house, okay? But over a period of time is that they get familiar with everybody. You know, their neighbors, everybody on the road. So now we move them away because we are too familiar with that place, and we have the difficulty. How do they get to the new place? So we have to strike we are trying to strike a balance around all these problems.
Are you also considering a shift system?
We
Because
we do shift system. We do
all
shift.
through, because by 9 o'clock you had
You don't see
you don't
anyone
see any
anymore.
last mile officials on the
when
road.
we use see 9 is when that, like I said, they are human beings. Where we use see 9 is maybe when there's no traffic, or I have an issue. I've had that experience where either boy say you have to leave. I'm telling you, it happens. Then we have to call commander arrest that, because we get information when you want to operate. Those guys also have. When it's night, nobody will protect them when they have issues. Conductors beat them up. Just last week Friday, one of our staff broke his 2 hands. Was beaten up, 2 hands broken. Okay, and this was in the afternoon, not even in the night. Okay, so we also have to challenge. Although the security is much more better, but what I can face, I can't tell you to face it. You know, I have more confidence. So it's something that we are working together with the police. Everybody, okay, every hand is on deck to make sure that traffic.
All right, Olawale Musa, General Manager, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
And we wish you well. You've given us your word, so we hope that traffic...
We're going to take you up on it.
I want to, in fact, maybe by December, I want to be here and tell you I told you so.
Even before
December
December.
is too far.
December is too far.
Because by then all these projects must have been completed.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Let's
Up
move on.
next is the news update, just in about a minute, and Blessing the Dahosa should be around to take us there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us.